Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for another Wild Whisper design team project. Today I'm doing a very fun layout using a bunch of the Wild Whisper collections. And don't forget to use my code that is in the description box down below to save on your next Wild Whisper order. They just released a new collection for the month of July, so definitely check that out if it's still available. If not, you can pick up the individual pieces instead of the whole collection as soon as it's in stock. But today I'm doing a double photo layout. And it turns out really cute in the end, and it's different than what I expected, but it does turn out. So I'm starting off with this beautiful gray and teal background paper, and it's got like a chevron, but just kind of like lines. It's hard to describe, but it's really like a nice print. Very basic, and it just doesn't overtake the photos. And I thought I was going to do some model pasting, is that a thing, on the back of this layout, but I ended up using a different color instead. And I also pulled out an ampersand, which is from the Spiegelmom Scraps store, but you can find some cork pieces at the Wild Whisper shop from Spiegelmom Scraps as well. And I also have a cut apart sheet here, and this is from another collection, and I'm just going to cut out that, and it's called More Adventures. So I'm going to use two pieces, this dark blue and this gray. I'm going to trim those out using my cutter bee scissors. Now what's really great about their cut apart sheets is you could use these on pocket pages because they're great size, or you could also use them just as strips across your page, but I decided to cut mine out to make a little ephemera. And if you haven't been following Wild Whisper, they've launched their latest collection, so the July collection, with new items. So there's flare and there's other pieces, and you definitely have to go check it out if you haven't already. It's called Lake Life, I believe, and it's a beautiful color scheme for all your summer photos. So again, I'll have a link down below to that. So I'm going to create a cluster from the center point and then put my title in the top right for this layout. So I wanted to cut out this little guy as well. It's just a little tree stump thing. Are they called something else? Wood slice, maybe? And that's the gray color. It's a little different shade of gray than it's in the background, which helps it pop a little bit more. And I'm actually going to extend that die cut to another section as well. I'll cut it in half later to use it. Here I'm looking for more cut apart pieces. The background paper is called Adventure, or is from the Adventure collection, I should say. And I'm also going to pull out this arrow paper from the same collection, and I'm going to back my photo with it. Now these photos are from a trip my boyfriend and I took, I think 2 summers ago maybe. This is why I should write the date on the side of the screen so I can remember, but I'm backing that photo with that paper, and we went to a beautiful waterfall trip. We drove through the Finger Lakes, I believe, and then we stopped at this place for lunch, and it was like the only thing around, and there was no one else there, just us, but we had a beautiful view of the lake while we were eating, because there's no houses or anything across the street, just a little dock. So it was really, really fun to eat there. The food was pretty decent. I think I left them a Facebook review now that I think about it, so I should get that, should look at my reviews to figure out what the title of that restaurant is. For my second photo, I decided to back it on this paper, which is a gray with white diamonds, and that's from the More Adventure collection as well. And I'm going to cut that off with my trimmer. Just a small frame around that. I don't like to do large layers, it's just not my thing. And I also pulled out some of my Wild Whisper wood veneers. I really love the little leaves in this collection. They sort of mimic the other leaves that I'd cut out. I also realized my modeling paste is quite dried out, so if any of you know solutions to that, I'm sure they make a thinner that helps it coagulate or whatever it's called, but I'm going to try mixing that up later and maybe Googling it and adding something else. But instead I go for the Heidi Swapp silver modeling paste and pull out my Focus on You stamp set. And I decided it'd be really fun to try to use a stamp set in a unique way, so what I'm going to do is actually emboss this, well, deboss it into the modeling paste that's wet still, so you can't really see it on camera. It looks like absolute crap on camera, but I'm using a little heart and a little feather to make little indents into the embossing paste. It will be in the pictures at the end and over on the Wild Whisper blog in case you're interested. If you guys would like to see a better tutorial on this, please let me know and I'll definitely do one, or just using stamps in general. I know I've had that before, like stamping on layouts. And I'm still working on putting together my list of ideas so I don't leave anything out, because I want to make sure everything's at your disposal if possible. But that's what I did on this one. And while everything is drying, I decide that I'm going to try to figure out what else I want to do on this layout. Now, I did mean to add washi tape, and I did that after the video and after my photos because I realized I had it ripped and it was off to the side and I never put it on until afterwards. But I did use washi tape on this layout because, you know, it's one of my ideas that I need to use washi tape on every single layout this year. And it won't be too hard. I have washi tape in every single color and everything I could ever imagine. So I did include it in case anyone's wondering. I'm working on my title now. I'm using these stickers, and I used up a ton of these stickers. So it's going to say enjoying lunch and the view. Now I will say I did have to make some freeform stickers at this point. I didn't have enough N's or E's. I didn't have any E's. So I used F's to make E's. I did need to make a C. I used a Q to make a C. Used the rest of the M to create the E's, so I created an N from an M. You'll see. You'll just see. It's hard to list them all at once. So again, it's going to say enjoying lunch and the view, and then the ampersand's the and then I used little stickers for the, just to make it a little easier because it's not all going to fit. So enjoying lunch. So you'll see I have an M up here. Well, I'm just going to cut it, but I have an M that I create into an N, which it does look a little funky, I'm not going to lie. But it did come out just fine. You can read it. And then there's a Q for the C that I will change later. So now I'm just going to move those out of the way now that my modeling paste is dried. And I'm sorry for the light change. I did come back to this layout after dinner, and then the sun started going over the top of the house, so the light's shining through. And you can kind of see the feathers to the left of my face in that photo. There's a feather imprinted over there. Now I did block some of the light, which I mean seems counterproductive, but it works out in the end, so there's less reflection. But here's where I cut that die cut, and then I include a part of it down here. So now I have 2 clusters, and now I think I want 3. So to do that, I'm going to use another wood veneer at the top left. So here's I'm doing my layering with my ATG gun, and then you'll see me playing around with these wood veneer. And I like to use liquid glue on cork, mainly because I have trouble with my tape runner working well with cork. So now I'm going to move that up to there. So now there's like a visual line that your eye can go down. It starts the top photo, reads the title, and then goes down to the right photo. So an angular layout or angular eye path for that. But the main problem here was lining up the letters. I have really big trouble with that, so I used my T-square ruler to help me out. Another problem was all of these letters were not the same height. They were similar in height, but not the exact same height, so luckily I'm not obsessive over those things, so I just kind of put it down and said, well, maybe if I do it upside down it'll be easier, which it kind of was because then the layout top was closer to me. And if you didn't know, I have a very, very, very large and wide desk, and the wideness sometimes gets away from me, and where my camera is too far away from me, so I have to like reach to do my layouts, but it really depends on the day. I love having a wide desk because I can keep more stuff on it, but sometimes it's annoying. So here's where I made that Q into a C, and now I need to glue down the word view. Oh, I also have to finish my E's. I just had an F at that point. So I'm going to use the rest of that C, or the rest of what was a Q, to make the rest of the letter for the E. And then this layout is almost done, which is hard to believe. But I just have to glue down a couple more things, and that's it. If you guys have any questions about Wild Whisper products, I will have all the ones I used in this layout linked down below. Definitely check out their brand new collection that is out now. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe if you're not already. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers, and I cannot believe it. Actually, at this point, when this goes up, I'll probably be at 2,000 subscribers. So definitely head over to my channel if you haven't already and check out the giveaway that I'm hosting for 2,000 subscribers. It's quite crazy. Thank you guys for everything you've done for me. I'm sure I say that a lot in the video I plan to film for the giveaway, but I'm really excited, and it was a lot of fun doing all this stuff, and I hope to continue doing it for a long time. To complete this layout, I'm using a couple adorable sequins. These are some blue and greens. I'll have this link down below as well. But thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!